Hello guys, and welcome to Street Tech. This week, we'll hear Nigerians share their opinion on federal government's push to regulate social media in Nigeria. What do you think about the federal government's push to regulate social media?
It's a bad idea for the Nigerian government. They don't know what they are doing. They can't stop us from using social media. That's one thing they don't know.
It's a crazy and very, very barbaric idea of thinking of strolling down social media. It doesn't even make sense in the first place.
Well, as everyone will understand, the government can always be said to be wrong. They probably do not understand, which is the whole essence of the whole protest, that constitutional rights are important, and constitution provides for us to all have rights to freedom and freedom of expression. Now, regulating the social media means automatically they are going to be asking everybody to regulate their freedom of expression, and I think that's a bad move. It might just cause another uproar, just like the EndSARS protest that occurred. So, I think the government is doing it all wrong, but it's still the government. The government will always be the government of the day. Unless the constitution is changed, I think it's wrong.
As for me, I'm an entrepreneur. Most of my clients I do gather from through social media. Passing the bill to cut our response on social media is like cleaning us gradually. That is an avenue we all have as a youth to pour out our mind, to say the positive things about the government, to say the negative things about the government. So trying to bring a bill to cut us down or not expressing our self-positivity or negativity is like trying to kill us gradually. There should be freedom of speech.
I think this is not a step at the right direction, but I don't know what is motivating them to do it. But I don't think it's the right step at the right direction, because social media is the power that the people have presently. Because we can't communicate with the government directly, and this social media is the only way we state what is happening in the country and how it affects us as citizens of the country.
I feel it is inconsiderate and it's a bad one though. With everything that is on ground right now, I think it's a very bad decision to bring on something like this on board, and then I think they're just finding more ways to put more bango on the youth, and I feel it is not okay enough.
Okay, I think the government's push to regulate social media is uncalled for. I think they are basically afraid of their wrongdoings being exposed. Now they've successfully regulated the TV, that's the radio, the TV stations and the radio stations to an extent, because if you notice at the beginning of the EndSARS, radio stations were not actually talking about it. So when it got really serious, that if you are not talking, it is seen as you being on the other side of the fence. That's when they started talking. So they to an extent radio. Then they also want to regulate it, because that's where they see that their stuffs are being exposed to. So that's why they want to regulate it. So, and I feel it's a wrong move. It's a clamp on our human rights.
Social media has employed a lot of youths in Nigeria. It has made the jobless youth that we are. It has made us to even be more proactive and more productive. Because people are employed, we don't have jobs. We're in a country where things are done anyhow, and the government is on their own part. They say they're trying. Well, why should the government be trying when they're supposed to even do what is needed for us, which is our own right? Create jobs for us. No. Social media has employed a lot of people. A lot of people are entrepreneurs already on social media, setting up brands development, and they're into a lot of digital. Look at digital assets. Just look at the way we have the likes of the forex guys, the guys into forex, the guys into trading, and the other parts, selling things online. They've empowered themselves through the use of social media. So why scrap social media? It doesn't even make sense.
The regulation of the social media bill is something unthinkable. I wonder why a government would easily come up overnight to shut down the system that is so encumbered and something that is so glued to the people. It's a way of marketing. People do business on social media. They communicate. It's a community. It's an electronic community. So it's a community we are not into directly, physically, and it's working so fine with the people. So when you're a government, you seek for what goes on with the people, not what will go against them. In fact, if government had to get to the people, they must use things like social media platform to get to the people, not going against it as to nullify it or to bring a bill that will put it off.
Okay, one of the strongest arguments the government is making is the fact that social media is being used to propagate fake news. So what's your opinion about this? Like, are there other methods they could have used or employed to actually curtail fake news now than actually regulating it?
In life, there's the good and there's the bad. You understand? So fake news has been even right from the medieval times, and it's not a new thing.
The government is mistaken as to what fake news is. Fake news should only be spread by media houses. Anything that comes from people are either rumors and not news. They are information from people, verified or unverified, but they are still information from people. Now, if it's news, the news will come from the news channels. Those are the channels, TVC and the rest. Those are where we get news from. Now, anybody is entitled to their opinion. Anybody is entitled to say what they understand, their perspective as to it. Now, you deeming that fake news, it means you are telling people they are not entitled to their opinion as guaranteed under the Constitution.
There's a lot of fake news and there's a lot of good news. So in everything good, there's also bad in it. And everything bad is also good in it. You just can't take it out.
Government should go into the street to search for the professionals. There are people we call hackers. There are people that are into IT technologies. IT is no longer what you can just come onto the social media and give us fake news. There are people that verify your news before they put it onto the social media. Government should invest into the youth that are into ICT. It's as simple as that.
And have there been anything in Nigeria without adulteration? Even the government, we have it been perforated by the bad ones. So, in as much as social media is there, we would always see some fake things, but the real things are there. So, I think there should be lecture. There should be a way of telling the people how to get used to sourcing good news and not the fake ones. With that, that's what they need to do, not to shut it down or regulate it as to not being handy for the people to use to do their business and communication.
So if this social media bill actually goes in plan, social media is regulated, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep using it?
My brother, the only thing in this life is to be true with yourself. I will stop being in Nigeria and I will run away.
You know, normal as human beings, we get to adapt to things. At least when I was born, I knew they said pure water 5 naira, but now it's not 10 naira, and we can afford it. So I feel that when they put inside law, it would, of course, would blend with it. But then it's just so inconsiderate, as I've said.
Jackpa. Normally I say to Jackpa.
I think we've all gotten to the point where, as social animals, we all get social. We all have adapted from so many apps to go to all the way down to WhatsApp, BBM. We've done a lot of social media things for so long for us to say, because the government wants to control social media, we would not still take social media. The only thing that will happen is people will be more careful as to what they put out, and those who are carefree would say what they want to say, and those who know their rights would say what they can say and defend their rights. And moreover, even if the bill is passed, that's why they have people like legal practitioners who can always contest whether or not a law is right. Because if the law impedes on the Constitution, automatically the law has no moment. It's going against the Constitution, which gives it power. And the Constitution provides in Section 1 that wherever a law goes against it, that law has no effect. So it's simple. If there's a social media law that restricts everybody from speaking, people will challenge it, except people don't want to challenge it. But those that are willing to challenge it will challenge it in court. So it's not really a big deal.
If such bill is being passed, no problem. They want to kill us gradually, as I've said earlier. I'm a jab back, We just leave this country for them. They will continue running the country the way they wanted, while we continue having our life elsewhere in another country. Chicken.